While I have my camera out today, I wanted to take a moment here to discuss the topic that's going around in the media lately, and that is some of the comments made by Neal Boortz regarding guns. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm no supporter of Neal Boortz. I think Neal Boortz is an embarrassment to the Libertarian Party. I think Neal Boortz is a racist. I think he has a history of racism. I think he's always been a racist. Heck, this is a man who was a big supporter of and responsible for most of the speeches for Lester Maddox, who ran on the segregationist platform when he ran for governor of Georgia. So I don't think he's changed his stripes just because he's gotten older. I don't think he's seen the error of his ways and he's no longer the racist he's always been. I think he still is, and he lets it slip out a lot in his radio broadcasts. So I'm no supporter of Neal Boortz. In no means am I a supporter. I think he's one of those people that only wants government out of his business because he doesn't want government telling him who he has to treat like a human being. So I'm not defending him in any way. But I want to deal with what he said, how he said it, and how it's being portrayed in the media. Now the media is using his statements to portray gun owners as people who just want to buy guns and kill thugs, kill blacks, kill ethnics. I know a lot of blacks and ethnics that own guns. I know it's a smaller percentage than whites, but I would like to see that change. I would love to see more blacks and Hispanics and Asians and gays and every minority you can think of own guns. I would like it to be more universal. I'd like to be more people that are capable of defending themselves and protecting themselves and their family. So I don't discriminate against any group owning firearms or living a wonderful life. I'm a very liberal person. Now, get back onto the topic of what he said. He said that that there were too many urban thugs, and he added the that were out there ruining the way of life in Alabama, in Atlanta, ruining the quality of life for everyone else. And he said everyone needs to go out, get a gun, own a gun, learn how to use that gun. I was with him all the way. I was like, wow, you're right. There are too much of this gang style lifestyle, people in this gang lifestyle, people in this urban thug lifestyle that are ruining things for everybody. Their behavior is so disrespectful. It's just horrid, and it shouldn't be tolerated in any way. So I was with him all the way up through there. And then I was with him on, yeah, people should buy guns. People should learn how to use the guns, and people should know how to defend themselves. Although he doesn't say defend themselves. He goes on to say people need to get those guns, learn how to use those guns, carry those guns, and then he says, and then we need to see more thugs' corpses littering the landscape in Atlanta. That's where he lost me. He's not saying we need to defend ourselves. Now, if he was saying we need to defend ourselves, I'd be with him 100% of the way. And in most cases, I'd give people the benefit of the doubt and say, this is what they meant. But with his racist background, it's hard to defend him and give him the benefit of the doubt. But if you take them just as words and you take him out of it, I think, it would be much better if he'd have said, and then when these thugs yank open a door to carjack somebody, if they got shot in the face when they did it, or if when they drove by, did a drive-by shooting in a neighborhood and shooting at an innocent person, if they got shot back at and hit and killed, there'd be less people doing it. So yeah, I agree with him 100%. If more thugs died in the act of committing a violent crime against someone else, yeah, they'd be less likely to do it. I think if more criminals walked into a convenience store, stuck a knife or a gun in someone's face, and got a blast from a shotgun from under the counter, and died on the scene, I think a lot more criminals would be a lot less likely to do that again later. I also feel if people were punished more severely for that kind of behavior, through the criminal system, they'd be a lot less likely to do it later. If a lot more people, if every time they went to carjack someone, they had a gun shoved up their nose, yeah, they'd probably think twice about ever doing that again. If they knew 50% of the population even was armed, you wouldn't take the chance of messing with people like that. I mean, you just wouldn't. Because it wouldn't be worth the risk, you'd get killed. So I agree with what the text of, not the text of what he was saying, I agree with the message to a degree, but it has to be tweaked a little bit and has to be presented a little better. Unfortunately, I can't give him the benefit of the doubt of saying that's what he meant, because I think Neal Boortz himself would just love to kill off minorities if he could. If he could get rid of the minorities, probably he would choose to do it in a non-violent way if he could. If he could just make them illegal and make them leave, he would. But he is not a good messenger for the topic. I just wish the media would stop attacking it from an anti-gun standpoint. I wish they'd quit trying to portray this old racist and what he says as the popular opinion of gun owners. And like I said, I want all people to own guns. And I think most gun owners I know on the internet and elsewhere would like to have. Now you have your fair share of racists, you do have your fair share of hateful people, bigots in every group, including gun owners. I've seen them, I know them. But they're not the majority, just like they're not the majority in life. If you watch TV, you would think that everyone is either extreme right or extreme left. Everyone's either a hippie or a bigot. And it's not true. Most people are just in the middle. I mean, like, I have my racist tendencies too. I was raised very racist in the South. I had to overcome those as a thinking adult. And I still fight with my own preconceived notions of people every day. But I'm not asking, I don't want people to not be bigots or not be racist. I mean, it's okay to have those inclinations as long as you're a thinking, caring person and you can understand that just because I have this feeling doesn't make us right. And I have to step back and evaluate my position and realize I'm the one that's wrong, not them. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm anti-illegal immigration and all this stuff. I'm a fair person, but I'm not a pushover. But in this case, I think we got screwed because a person who is a blatant racist, who has blatant racist background, said something about guns and killing people. And now the media is twisting it to where it's all gun owners that are like that. And they're making an attack on concealed carry when it shouldn't be an attack on concealed carry. We should just say Neal Boortz is an idiot, and I wouldn't want Neal Boortz to have a gun. But I would want everyone else that's a thinking, responsible adult to have a gun. And that's just kind of my 2 cents on the whole subject. I've gone on really long about it here. It's just been aggravating me. I've been listening to a lot of talk radio, and I'm just tired of hearing it as an attack against concealed carry, when this should not have anything to do with concealed carry. Even his statement, like I said, could be worded a little better and could make more sense, and I would be 100% behind it. As the way he worded it, I think he just allowed his own racism to seep into it a little bit too much. So he's not a good messenger, and I don't want him speaking for me. I don't want him speaking for any topic or any subject that I support. But I don't want the subject itself to be demonized because of a bad person who spoke to it. And that's just kind of my opinion on the topic. I'm sure a lot of people will disagree with me, but I thought I would say it.